Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that affects all of us, budgeting. Whether you're just getting started or you've been budgeting for years, there are some common mistakes that can completely derail your financial plans. These mistakes can lead to unnecessary stress, debt, and missed opportunities. But don't worry, we're here to help. In this video, we're revealing the top budgeting mistakes to avoid in 2024 so you can take control of your money and achieve your financial goals. Make sure you stay until the end to get all the tips you need for financial success this year. The first big mistake, not having a realistic budget. It's easy to create a budget that looks perfect on paper, but if it doesn't match your real spending habits, you're setting yourself up for failure. You might set an unrealistically low amount for groceries, thinking, yeah, I can totally survive on $100 a month for food. But then, life hits you. You forget to buy coffee for a week and suddenly you're spending $50 at the grocery store just to replenish your caffeine supply. Or, you forget to account for your social life, those dinners with friends, the weekend trips, the music festival tickets that just appeared in your inbox. And then what happens? Frustration sets in. You start to feel like budgeting is just too hard, too restrictive, and you end up giving up altogether. But here's the thing. Budgeting isn't about deprivation. It's about understanding where your money is going and making conscious choices about how you want to spend it. So, how do you create a realistic budget? Start by tracking your spending for a month. Use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even just a notebook, whatever works best for you. Once you have a clear picture of your spending habits, you can start creating a budget that reflects your actual lifestyle. Next, we have ignoring small expenses. We all do it, a coffee here, a snack there, or those little online purchases that end up in a mountain of cardboard boxes on your doorstep. It doesn't feel like much in the moment after all, it's just $5 for a latte, right? But these small costs, my friends, can add up to hundreds, even thousands over a year. Think about it. $5 a day on coffee equals $1,825 a year. That's a round-trip plane ticket to Europe. And those $10 online purchases? They can easily turn into a $300 monthly subscription box addiction before you even realize it. These seemingly insignificant expenses can sneakily throw your budget off course without you even realizing it. It's like death by 1,000 cuts, but instead of cuts, it's your bank account balance slowly dwindling away. So, how do you combat this? Awareness is key. Start paying attention to those small purchases. Track them, categorize them, and see where your money is actually going. You might be surprised by what you find. Another critical mistake is not having an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. A medical bill, car repair, or sudden job loss can throw your budget into chaos. It's like that moment in a horror movie when the lights flicker and you know something bad is about to happen. Without a financial cushion, you might end up relying on credit cards or loans, leading to even more financial stress and digging yourself into a deeper hole. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It just makes the problem worse. So, how much should you have in your emergency fund? Ideally, you want to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved up. I know, that sounds like a lot of money, but trust me, having that safety net will give you peace of mind and protect you from financial disaster. Start small. Even if you can only save $50 or $100 a month, it's better than nothing. Set up a separate savings account specifically for your emergency fund and make it automatic. Chapter 4. Failing to plan for irregular expenses. Many people forget to plan for irregular expenses like annual insurance premiums, property taxes, or holiday gifts. These aren't your typical monthly costs, so they're easy to overlook. But when they come due, they can cause a lot of stress and overspending. Imagine this. It's December, you're feeling festive. You've already bought all the gingerbread cookies your heart desires, and then bam! Property tax bills arrive in the mail. Suddenly you're scrambling to come up with the money, putting it on a credit card, and starting the new year off on the wrong foot. Don't let this be you. Instead, plan ahead. Make a list of all your irregular expenses and estimate how much they'll cost. Then, divide that amount by 12 and start setting aside that money each month. Think of it like a sinking fund. You're slowly sinking money into a separate account each month so that when those irregular expenses pop up, you're ready for them. Chapter 5. Overcomplicating your budget. Overcomplicating your budget can be just as bad as not budgeting at all. If your budget has too many categories or is overly detailed, it can become overwhelming and hard to stick to. It's like trying to read a map with a million tiny roads. You'll just end up lost and frustrated. Remember, simplicity is key. You don't need a separate budget category for every single thing you spend money on. Start with the basics: housing, transportation, food, utilities, debt payments, and savings. Then, if you want to get more granular, you can create subcategories within those broader categories. The goal is to create a budget that's easy to understand, track, and maintain. Don't make it so complicated that you dread even looking at it. Another mistake is not adjusting your budget regularly. Your financial situation can change from month to month. Maybe your income changes or your expenses increase. Failing to adapt your budget to these changes can result in overspending or missed opportunities for savings. It's like trying to wear the same clothes you wore in high school, they just don't fit the same anymore. Your budget needs to grow and evolve with you. At least once a month, review your budget and make adjustments as needed. Did you get a raise? Awesome. Increase your savings rate or allocate more money towards your goals. Did your rent go up? Time to look for ways to cut costs in other areas. Neglecting debt repayment is another common budgeting mistake. High-interest debt like credit cards can quickly spiral out of control if it's not a priority in your budget. It's like ignoring a small leak in your roof. Eventually, it's going to turn into a major problem. The longer you wait to pay off your debt, the more interest you pay, and the more money you're throwing away. Make debt repayment a priority in your budget. Allocate as much money as you can towards paying down your debt each month. Consider using the debt snowball method, where you focus on paying off your smallest debt first, or the debt avalanche method, where you prioritize the debt with the highest interest rate. Whichever method you choose, be consistent and stay motivated. Finally, not setting clear financial goals can make budgeting feel pointless. If you don't know what you're working toward, whether it's saving for a vacation, buying a home, or paying off debt, it's hard to stay motivated and disciplined. It's like driving without a destination. You'll just end up going in circles. Set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, smart financial goals. Write them down, visualize yourself achieving them, and create a plan to make them a reality. Having clear financial goals will give your budget purpose and keep you on track. It's like having a compass that guides you towards your desired financial destination. So there you have it, the top budgeting mistakes to avoid in 2024. Remember, a budget isn't about restricting yourself, it's about prioritizing what matters most to you and planning for a better financial future. It's about having the freedom to pursue your dreams without being weighed down by financial stress. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And tell us in the comments, what's the biggest budgeting mistake you've made? Let's start a conversation and help each other achieve financial success.